Hi, kids. We're just going to go furnace and all because, you know what, it's still winter. It's still cold as fuck. So, what we have here, I don't know for sure who this is from. It kind of sounds like it could be from Silly Sammy, if y'all remember Silly Sammy. Sent me a couple letters, and then that K girl... Oh, pardon me. That K girl warned me about Silly Sammy. And, you know, Coop, my writer, and I, we kind of came to the conclusion that both of these girls were in the same mental hospital.
No way?
Yeah. So this sounds like a letter from Sammy, but I mean, it could be anybody. They seem to know about my past a little bit, so, you know, Veronica, Candy, Jamie, Tiffany. Could be any circus groupie from my past.
All right.
Enjoy,
Let's see
Sabrina.
what we got here. Damn, this one's long too. Woo! Murph, who and or what is that shameless skank? And why is she on your show? I'm the one who will always be the love of your life. Remember that night in the Caribbean, all your grease paint covering my silky white lingerie and my smooth body.
I did wear grease paint in the circus. I was bald and I had a pointy hat and like...
Okay, good to know.
I showed the painting on an earlier show.
You told me I was the only one. Sabrina the Sardina, I bet she smells. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, she smells like vanilla, actually.
I need to on that screen. Put her dusty ass back in a back. You need this sticky sweet again. Don't forget where you came from. I know all your secrets, even the ones hidden in the basement, and I still have all those VHS tapes. Would be a shame if they fell in the wrong hands. Nobody can cut your grass like me, like me, like me. Love me, love daddy, live my soul, need me Murphy, my Murph. Aww.
Wow. That could even be one of my ex-wives.
Maybe. I wouldn't doubt it.
Maybe I should put a poll up on Twitter and see who everybody thinks it is.
Good call. Sabrina the Sardina, though, I like that. I like that. It's good.
I thought it was kind of rude.
Really?
Yeah, you're not stinky.
Well, no. But I love sardines.
You like a good sardine sandwich?
Yeah,
Well, that's what we're having next time.
I love fish.
Hi, kids. That was such a lovely letter. I wish I remembered any of that, really. That there's called a, I don't know, Soul Kiss or something like that. It'll work for a vampire film. There's some wine in there and some orange juice and whiskey and like equal parts whiskey and dry vermouth. Never had like a Manhattan with dry vermouth, but with this it works. It could use... Next time I'm going to reverse the wine and the Dubonnet and the dry vermouth. And then you'll see what color it is in the next one. Because this movie's black and white. We're going all the way back to 1932. Now, I know last week this guy was with us. 1922. Well, we're not going back quite that far, but we're going back to an early... I'd call it an early talkie, but I don't know that it's even really an early talkie. We'll get to it. This is Vampyr. In English, German, and French. Yeah, this doesn't have any real information. So we're just gonna throw that back there. 1932 Tobis Filmkunst. Oh, pardon me. Director Carl Theodor Dreyer. I believe he was he Dutch? Danish? I don't remember. He wasn't from any of the three countries that they filmed the language. Okay, this is an unusual film. And they did that back then. They just kind of went wild, just kind of like experimented and did what the fuck ever. Taking a little of the mood from Nosferatu and adding sound. My copy was in German, which didn't help me much. Now, yeah, my mom talked some German around the house, but usually when she was mad and she was just like rattling off a string of curse words. Okay. We're having issues with that record button again. While the furnace was on, I looked up our director here, Dreyer, Danish, and in the process found out that it's illegal to own only one guinea pig in Switzerland. Don't ask. Okay. So forgive me if I get some of the details wrong, because my German is pretty rusty. I can probably read French better than German. Residents of a seaside village find themselves plagued by a mysterious illnesses and death. After a strange dream, our lead man, what was his name? Alan, David, depends on which one you get. He finds his sister, I think it's his sister, niece, somebody has taken ill. She's on her deathbed, believing she is doomed. She is doomed. She's probably doing one of these. It's those days. Throughout, our friend finds information from an old book. Our friend here, Alan, is a bit of an occultist. I'm going to look up his name so I'm not butchering this. Bit of an occultist, our friend. Where is he? Gray. See, that was really hard to remember. Alan Gray. Like me, he's interested in the occult and has a bunch of weird books about occulty stuff. While the doctor, the town doctor, who he looks a little bit like Albert Einstein, and a nun try to save the poor sick girl. We read along on the screen. Yes, there are title cards, much like a silent movie. I'll tell you why later. About all the horrors other villages have faced and how they conquered them. The family begins to wonder if the doctor's really, is he doing any good? Is he helping? Or is he making it worse? Okay. Here's where I get confused. Alan Gray, perhaps dreaming again, wanders off to the cemetery where he trips and falls. He rights himself and sits on a bench. And there on the bench, he kind of splits in two in a magical moment of early special effects, two kind of transparent beings on the couch, and one, or not the couch, the bench, one stays there while the other one gets up and goes on. Goes into a nearby building to find his own corpse in a coffin. Yes, yeah. He's been murdered, and his love is chained in the other room. Well, now it's getting serious. While the coffin lid is sealed and the coffin taken out to the carriage, the apparent ghost of Alan Gray, or half the ghost of Alan Gray, aids in driving a piece of rebar. Now, spoiler here, he's through the vampire's heart and freeing his love, which makes him whole again. And I don't think see-through. And frees the doctor from his enslavement. I know you already guessed. Yeah, think Renfield. He then walks off into the sunset with his love. And we have to do our obligatory, aww. Maybe I won't be so bitter when I find love. If. I'm damn near 60 years old. If I find love. Okay. The Gothic type subtitles are true to the atmosphere of the movie, but hard to read. So I'm sitting here trying to understand the German left over from my mom, or read these subtitles that are like fancy Gothic. It was a little hard to follow because this movie was very, it was atmospheric and like soft focus, and in a lot of ways kind of ahead of its time in vibe. It was you kind of didn't know whether Alan was dreaming or awake or just what the hell was going on. One of those movies. European movie. The cinematography was exceptional. This film was beautifully filmed. Yes, it's black and white, and the flickering of the era only added to the atmosphere, added to the mood. The creepy feel, I wrote here. All in all, this is a very good vampire film. So I don't forget, I'm going to tell you. 4 rings. It's a 4-ring circus. Here for Vampyr 1932. So Dreyer initially wanted to shoot this as a silent picture. You know, talkies were just becoming a thing. And he actually went to London to see how they even film with sound, you know, on a sound stage with microphones and stuff. He had to go, you know, France was behind the times. So he had to go to London to see how they did this. And he did it, but like the dialogue, he didn't make a lot of dialogue because he was shooting in 3 different languages. So the characters had to shoot each scene 3 times, and each scene with dialogue 3 times, and mouth the dialogue in English, French, and German. So, and you've got English, French, and German actors doing this. So, then the voices were added in after the fact, so that you've got a copy for Germany, you got a copy for French, you got a copy for England, and eventually America. We can use the same one as the English, believe it or not. even though we speak American. Hell, I spent long enough in Florida that I speak Floridese. Floridan? Floridan. What do you think, Percival? You enjoying that old fashioned?
Yeah, yes. Well, I suppose so, Murph.
Yeah, I think so. All right. Our next movie's in color, so you'll be able to see my drink. I'll just gulp down this one while we're making sure we got everything. So let's all go to the lobby and make ourselves a drink.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.